It's GTTV News and I am your presenter Sukai JARJUSEY. First, the headlines. On Thursday, Gambia confirms one new COVID-19 case, making it a total of 64. The Vice President, Dr. Aissatou Touré, has been summoned by the National Assembly members relating to unconstitutional extension of the state of public emergency by the President. Man 50 drowns at the Jaliyah. KMC police officers clash with sub-owners at the tipper garage. More and this coming ahead your way. Stay tuned. And now the news in details. The Gambia has registered COVID-19 cases in consecutive days after a 86-year-old tested positive on Wednesday. The country now has recorded 64 cases. Dr. Aissatou Touré, the Vice President of the Gambia, has been summoned by the National Assembly members relating to unconstitutional extension of the state of public emergency. Our reporter Aissatou Koli has the rest of the story.
The Constitution of the Gambia provides that the President may at any time, by proclamation published in the Gazette, declare a state of public emergency in any part of the Gambia. However, a state of public emergency lasts for 7 days, or if the National Assembly is not in session for 21 days. Under the 1997 Constitution, a state of public emergency can be extended if prior to its aspiration, resolution is tabled and approved by 2/3 of the National Assembly members. In a statement issued by Honorable Halifa Sallah, member for Serekunda requests the Vice President to appear before the lawmakers to answer to their questions.
The National Assembly has powers to revoke its resolution, and the President also has powers to revoke the declaration. Honorable Speaker, subsection 6 adds, any provision of this section that the declaration shall lapse or cease to be in force at any particular time shall be without prejudice to the making of further declaration under this section, whether before or after that time. This provision does not negate the expiration dates established by section 34 subsection 2 and the conditions attached for extension of declaration. Suffice it to say, section 34 does not grant any other power to the President other than to declare a state of emergency. The powers to enforce the state of emergency are derived from section 35 of the Constitution. It says that an act of the National Assembly may authorize the taking during any period of emergency of measures that are reasonably justifiable for dealing with the situation that exists in the country. Notwithstanding, Honorable Speaker, so as to speed up not finish my 3 minutes, any authority given would not be inconsistent or in contravention of the fundamental rights and freedoms. Honorable Speaker, section 25 of the Constitution provides for enactment of a law, and the Emergency Powers Act constitute that law. I'm moving on. The members have the statement. The emergency powers gives the President the right to make emergency regulations, and under section 5, subsection 2, he must seek affirmation from the National Assembly.
Nominated member Yakumba Jete also said a similar issue in relating to the matter. However, Jete proposed for the President himself to appear before the Parliament. GTTV News, I am Aissatou Koli.
Man 50 drowns at the Jahaliyah. Mad Boy, a 50-year-old native of Njoben village in Central River region on Wednesday, drowned at the Jaliyah Pacha River. Family sources told the Standard. A source close to Mot, Abdu Aminata Boy, said the victim drowned when he went to harvest on his family rice farm. It was after he finished working that he told us he was going to swim at the river just opposite our rice field. But after some minutes, we heard him screaming and crying for help. Unfortunately, none of us could swim to help him. The deceased left behind 2 wives and 11 children, some of whom are going to school at the Njoben Lower Basic School. The KMC police officers clashed with sub-owners at the Tipper Garage Highway. Some subs were demolished by the KMC police officers. More on this report.
Yeah, first of all, Inspector Sanyang, the Operation Commander, Municipal Police. With regard to this issue, they have been given notice prior to this 3 months back. Because you know we are approaching the rainy season. So normally here is a waterway that the water needs to be flowing freely. So council want to embark on some exercises that cannot be done in the presence of these people. So prior to this, we gave them notice of 3 months, which they were negotiating. But the caterpillar or the shovel cannot be constructed working here with the presence of the people living here. This is why we decided to give them notice. Although they have been occupying here for quite a while and they are paying all their dues, but also the interest of the people is more important because here is a waterlogged area. So they want to clean the drain and remove all the sand in the drain, and that cannot be done in the presence of these people. This is the why that warrant all these things.
So is it that they refuse to go?
Yeah, almost, because it's like, you know, people where they are living. To take them out from there is always a struggle. But we have exhausted all the diplomatic avenues. We give them notice. And normally these people were illegally occupying here. But the law says before you occupy a council place, you need to have a letter from them. Clearance.
The family of the late Keba Seka, also known as the Boston, demands justice for their son's death. Isatically has the rest of that story.
Yesterday marks 1 year since Keba Seka was stabbed to death. The family of the late Keba Seka, known as the Boston, demands justice for their son. The mother of the deceased said she is still in shock for the sudden death of her son, who was loved by all. Keba was not known with problems. He was calm and loved by all, she said. I wonder what he might have done for the police officer to stab him with a knife. Keba Seka's father said he can't say that he has forgiven the victim because the law is not in his hands. All he wants right now is justice to be served for his beloved son. The family of the late university student are still mourning his death.
Some Gambians had a say on the existence of tribalism in the Gambia. GTTV's team went out to seek people's opinion, and here is an excerpt.
My name is Abubakar Sedikan, and I consider myself as a media consultant, right? A general consultant, and also having a 15-year experience in journalism. Yeah, tribalism, to me, it does not exist in the Gambia. It's my opinion. We are all entitled to our opinion. The Gambia does not have a space for tribalism. You see what I mean? What is happening in the country right now is misunderstanding, and people are pushing it to tribal lines, which is very unfortunate. You see what I mean? So I think if something happens and people are making analysis of it, all that they need to do is to be very careful to put it in a tribal form. Because when we get into tribalism, this country will go nowhere, and we've already wasted 55 years of independence. Take example from Rwanda. When their problem occurred, a president in a flight was smashed down, and then they interpret it to be tribal. That's the Hutus versus the Tutsis.
I mean, it's happening more and more in this country. It's happening.
Do you believe that is tribalism, or people are put more attached to their tribes, or
In a very undercoated way, it is part of tribalism. Because if somebody understands fully what you are saying, and they can speak to you in a language, yeah, and they refuse to speak to you just because you are not speaking to them in the language that is their language.
And now to international news. Welcome back. Ramon Olorunwa Abbas, known to his 2.5 million Instagram followers as Ray Poppy, and another cyber heist suspect Olalikan Jacob Panle, aka Mr. Woodbury, were arrested in Dubai, where they lived in June. They then appeared in Chicago court on July 3rd. Malawi's president promises to sack bad ministers. Malawi's new president Lazarus Chakwera has responded to criticism of nepotism by saying that he had good reasons to select the cabinet that he did. He has included a husband and wife duo as well as people who are related to each other. There are also cabinet posts for some prominent business people, which has raised questions of conflicts of interest. More on the story. The president's former running mate in the 2019 elections, Sadiq Mia, has been appointed Minister for Transport, and his wife Abida Mia is the Deputy Minister for Lands. Critics may have a point, but both of them are accomplished politicians in their own right. Mr. Chakwera told BBC Focus on Africa Radio. Kenny Kandodo is the new Labour Minister, and his sister Kambizi Kandodo is the Health Minister. The president has also appointed the son of one of his allies and predecessors, Joyce Bender. Now the sports news. Club hails Senegal strikers' progress at Liverpool. Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp has praised Senegal Sadio Mane for performing at an unbelievable level. That is what we have for you on today's news. But before we go, let's take a recap of our top stories. On Thursday, Gambia confirms one new COVID-19 case, making it a total of 64. The Vice President of the Gambia, Dr. Aissatou Touré, was summoned by the National Assembly members. Man 50 drowns at the Jahaliya. Thanks for watching. Till I come your way next time.